Hi friends, this is called Pun Piso. Picat. Brain is creating a thought. Because remember, we are product of coitus, born with a blank brain, and the brain is the organ that creates thought. We have to fill it with information during the imprinting period after we are born. God believe is a brain disease like a schizophrenia. You cannot tell between fact and fiction. All the bizarre metamagical beliefs are the core, at the root of neurological disorders like schizophrenia. These bizarre beliefs are also at the root of all religions. You can find out for yourself. There are as many religious texts as the brain can create, especially if you take drugs. They're called entheogens. And the ancients knew that over 40,000 years ago. So I'm going to talk today about marijuana, about drugs that can save us. And also drugs that can actually kill us, because drugs are good and bad. And the drugs in nature are the best. And they're all over the place. You can create gods with them. That's the way all the religions in the planet were created. They're created by ancient people over 25, 30,000 years ago, ingesting entheogens. And of course, the stars, these flickering lights in the heavens, they were the gods. Our penis was the god. The vagina was a god. And when you put them together and you rub them like Aladdin's lamp, it gives you orgasm, the sensation that is incredible. And the ancients had no idea where it came from. They thought it was from the gods. So I'm going to talk about facts with the science evidence to back them up, because I do not bullshit. I tell it like it is. If the shoe fits, wear it. Religious beliefs are a mental illness, like a schizophrenia. Temporal lobe epilepsy is unbalance of the brain, sensory gating deficits in the pulmonary nuclei. Because when we're born, we have 5 senses, basically to actually the evoke potential, to study the stimuli that it receives. To an action, there is always a reaction. So you perceive sight with the sensory gating in the pulvinar, the eyes, and the ears, the sounds, the touch. All this is information that comes in. When there is an imbalance, then you have Savant syndrome, you have hypertension disorders and all that, and you disturb, so you can't see correctly. And that's the reality of it all in neurology. You study it, you can see it. So if you accept and you start having those weird feelings of imaginary friends to be reality, then you do have a problem in the brain. And the churches and places of worship are disgusting. These people keep everybody, all the American theotarded imbeciles, creating ignorance all over the place. And these people belong in mental institutions. And the churches are the machines of ignorance and neurological stagnation, the cancer of the brain. Let's get rid of them. And the problem is the whole government is infected with Christ Psychosis. GOP is a perfect example, the God-obsessed party. So I'm going to bring you some clips presenting facts. Here they are. Enjoy them.
Less than 10%, close to 6% actually evaluated benefit. So when you looked at all these studies in aggregate, Wolf, you would think that there was a distorted picture. You would think there was a lot more harm with marijuana than potential benefit. But it wasn't. Inside the United States, smaller laboratories that were doing amazing work, listening to the course of legitimate patients for whom not only did marijuana work,
science.
It was the only thing that worked.
Science.
And that was quite policy. They classify marijuana as a Schedule I substance, saying it's in the category of the most dangerous substance.
See that? Christians.
And when I looked carefully at that, I found there was really no scientific evidence to say it was that dangerous, that it had high abuse potential, and that it had no medical application.
Exactly.
I believe that was an important message to get out there.
And you also conclude, Sanjay, and I read your excellent article, you conclude that in certain cases, medical marijuana is even more effective than various pharmaceutical drugs, right?
Exactly.
I think very important for people to hear the medical community is starting to understand this.
Get rid of churches in this country.
For example,
get rid of churches, a piece of shit Christians.
Terrible sort of
Christ Psychotic, infected imbeciles.
Patients have described to me, oftentimes narcotics, morphine, OxyContin, Dilaudid, these types of medications don't work.
Like fat, like Christ Psychotic, infected imbecile Rush Limbaugh.
And you come to find that marijuana, in a percentage of patients, not only does it work better than these narcotics, it's much safer. Because on an accidental overdose death, prescription medications,
Christianity infected United States.
Those are dangerous medications.
That's the problem.
But they can
That's the problem. Thanks to the piece of shit in churches all over the place.
A single confirmed overdose death.
Teaching garbage.
Works better.
Bible crap in this country, keeping people ignorant and dumb and deluded and intolerant.
It's important for both patients and the medical community to hear.
About recreational marijuana, what are the pros and
between these things? And I think it's important. I mean,
recreation, big deal. It's like alcohol and any other drug, big deal.
I know this in many ways.
Feeling good, dopamine.
So many legitimate patients with legitimate problems not be able to get the treatment they need.
Exactly. Let's be happy.
But it's like,
fucking, having sex.
I want to talk about
same thing.
Raise the issue of
stupid Christians is a sin. Idiots, imbeciles.
And other substances.
The whole product of a fucking don't realize it.
Considered a
morons.
High abuse, the highest abuse.
No. Use it for recreation. It's fine.
As compared to alcohol.
It's being used for 6,000 years.
Heroin,
marijuana,
25%, cocaine, those other types of drugs.
Exactly.
I'm concerned about it as far as its use for young people with equivalent standpoint. You'd be hard pressed to find additional harm from this in adults as compared to some of the other things.
Exactly.
So sort of feeling burning, lancinating, as my patients have described it, feeling in your limbs. It can be very hard to treat. And the way that we often treat it now in this country is to use medications like narcotics, poppy derivatives such as morphine, Dilaudid, OxyContin. We know that marijuana can actually have a significant benefit towards treating this sort of pain. Sometimes it can work, not only work, but it can work when those other medications didn't work. Pills, someone dies of an accidental overdose in this country every 19 minutes from taking these prescription-type pills. When we did our research, we could not find any evidence of a death from marijuana overdose. So you have a drug that, from a critical safety profile, appears to be safer.
What's the culprit and the cause of this insanity, this psychosis? And it's all over the world. Because in the moment that you believe in God, and there are tons of gods, imaginary friends, you're a psychopath. It destroys reason. It's like HIV/AIDS, but of the brain. It destroys the immune system to bullshit. So you believe the bullshit. And if you're educated and you learn different things and you read different things and you still believe in the God crap and bullshit, you definitely have a problem like schizophrenia. Now, if you start believing the bullshit and you're a little kid, and you start learning and realize that it's really truly bullshit and the things don't exist, and you're down to reality, then you're sane, you're healthy, your brain is functioning perfectly. But it doesn't happen. You see that in Saudi Arabia and all over the world, they all have religions. All of them. The natives in the Amazon, it's because it's innate. It's a psychosis, innate psychosis that makes us evolve mutated primates with qualia. In other words, crazy apes. We're the only ones with the psychosis. We're the only crazy ape that think our shit doesn't stink. We're superior to everybody else. And the planet is there for us to do anything else because we're created by gods. That's not true. We're product of evolution. We're nothing but bacteria, different elements that evolved over 4.5 billion years ago. We are actually stardust, thanks to like Dr. Krauss brilliantly said, that a star exploded so you can be born. Forget Jesus, or as I call it, zombie Jesus. Because let's keep it real. Let's analyze what is Jesus Christ. What is Christianity? What is it? Is the belief a zombie, member of the second person of a triune God, resurrected to save with blood for the sin committed by a madman and a rib woman when they accepted a forbidden fruit from a talking snake in a garden? That is a psychosis. Deal with it. You go to church, you're a theater, you're an imbecile. You go kneeling down and doing this crap and praying to God, you're going like this, you're sucking dick. That's exactly what's happened. That's come from the autofellatio di Garatun, the autoborders. And these imbeciles don't understand that. Study Egyptian religion. That is all right there. With the 5,000-year-old originals in tombs, written in stone. You can see them. They're not like stupid Bibles and crap like that and Qurans. There's thousands of Bibles and Qurans. There are as many stupid books that you can, infected, psychotic brain can create. Let me operate your brain. You'll write a Bible, or give you mirtazapine on drugs, or henbane, or datura flowers, or atrupa belladonna, and all that. And you'll see that you'll be writing a book and believing in gods. That's a fact of it all. But it is a psychosis, destruction. Christ Psychosis. This belief with all these churches propagating in church and make America the stupid people around. And that's the reason pot is considered illegal. You have a homophobia. You have racism. This piece of shit, GOP insulting the president the way they do it because he's black. They are racist pieces of shit. And the stupid, not as stupid, but the blind, clueless, atheists, scientists don't expose the disease. They are cowards like Dawkins and the rest of them. These people are, I get so upset to see brilliant minds like Dawkins catering to the Christ Psychosis infected imbeciles, dealing with, and you'll see some clips, talking with these idiots that are overly psychotic, never asking about their mental health. Never. He never says to these idiots, these Christian imbeciles with their head up their ass, they never question their sanity. Never. It's like talking to schizophrenics and they never question, they realize that they have a problem with the brain. It's absolutely amazing. Christ Psychosis. The crazy thing that nobody sees. I seem to be the only one that actually exposed it. Here are some clips.
The really dumb girl from the Miss Teen USA pageant.
People out there is discovering and unlocking the secrets of the laws that God put in place.
For the leading creationist debaters in the entire earth, debating Richard Dawkins, and this is what mom. She's actually one of the #1 creationist debaters in the world. I am not
functioning. Would they then not have a soul? What we, when we say teach the controversy, we mean teach that a brain means you have a soul. A consciousness means you have a soul. The philosophy of evolution has led to ideologies that have been so destructive to the intelligent being that caused all this, the whole world, to happen. And so we don't need to deny any facts, because the thing that put all these laws in place that now the world is operating off of, including the evidence that goes against evolution, teach the evidence for intelligent design. The fact that he wanted us to exist.
Maybe he did it via evolution, though.
And convince even, it will convince those who are open to the information. If there was evidence of going from slime to human beings, there'd be a massive amount of evidence showing interspecies, from one macro species to another. But what's lacking in Darwin needs to be made up with somewhere else.
You can tell he's doing the best he can to stay calm, but you can see it in his face. He's trying to explode her head with his mind. And he asked her the question that every one of us is thinking. But of course the real answer is, she studied at the prestigious university of her head up her ass.
This man is clueless, just like Dawkins is. He's talking to a person with mental problems, with the schizophrenia. It's simple. And they never question for once that this is imbecility. This person, this woman is talking exactly like many of the schizophrenics have studied for 40 years in hospitals, and they are some very intelligent. Some of them think that there is alien implants in the brain that is actually telling them things and transmissions and all that stuff. Some conspiracy theories and believe in the Anunnaki. 9/11 is a hoax. Then they have all the civilization and they have the Scientology. I mean, they are nuts all over the place and nobody sees it. They are the schizophrenia being seen as sane walking among us. And they're just like HIV positive people. It's a Christ Psychosis positive, Christian positive. The disease is hidden, just waiting for a time to explode. So then you can have people shooting in theaters, drowning 5 children, killing 900 people in Guyana. To the other ones commit suicide, so they actually go see Jesus in the thing, and other people believing they're Jesus Christ, and all the rest of nuts. And nobody mentioned, included atheist scientists, don't call them for what they are. Christ psychotics. Christians. A Christian is the one that believes in a zombie God that resurrects saved with blood. This is psychosis, so you have to call it Christ psychosis. Islam, psychosis. Conspiracy theory, psychosis. Scientologist, psychosis. Hindu, psychosis ad nauseam. People, wake up! What is wrong with these idiots? You are product of a fog. You're product of coitus. Born with a blind brain. So if the brain believes in all this nonsense, it's definitely defective. So deal with it. It's proving in a neurology lab. Here are more interesting things. But the problem is it's a very dangerous disease because people are being killed. Children molested. Gays are killed because of homophobia, thanks to Christ Psychosis. Hitler killed over 6 million people because he was a Christian. Christ Psychotics, because the Jews were the Christ killers. And I can go on and on and on. The Crusades. Natives enslaved. The Trial of Tears in the United States of America. Fighting all put them in a reservation, shoving this Christian piece of garbage at their heads. Put them in a reservation. They're stealing their property, these Christian pieces of shit. In the name of Jesus, crap like that. You're a true Christian? Go to Grand Canyon and jump and prove that you're really a true Christian. Don't benefit from science. Go ahead and pray. Pray. If you have cancer, pray. If your family gets killed and all that by one of those lunatics, rejoice. They're in heaven. And why don't you kill yourself and follow them? See, this is the mentality of this imbecile. They're hypocrites. Christ Psychotic are hypocrites. The disease is making them do this. I love Christians. Like I love cancer patients and I love schizophrenics. I just hate the disorder and the cancer that afflicts them, destroying their brain and making them so ignorant, stupid, and actually deluded and crazy. I love them, hate the disease. So look at this. In our government, this Christ Psychotic brain in Pennsylvania Senate, look at all this. These people, they have a problem with the brain and nobody seems to see it. They're psychotic people, Christianity infected imbeciles, just like schizophrenics, because they have thrown reason out the window. Nobody seems to see this, and they commit all these genocides and they pray and they, look at this, a pit bull being killed because it's satanic, and babies are killed because of satanic. But nobody mentions Christianity as a disorder, as a disease, a psychopath. Even Richard Dawkins, he's a Christianity born person in England, and he doesn't really understand it. That's why he hates the Muslims and all. But he had to learn about religion, what it is.
He's not a Christian. She's tampered in, Dallas said and stuff. Yes, it's George said it too. Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. Did you get hit?
So the police are infected, the judges are infected, the judicial system is screwed up with this Christian crap. All thanks to the churches that infect everyone. And it creates genocide and everything. Look at this idiot woman. The youth of America are stupid, ignorant, imbecile, thanks to churches that corrupt their
family worried she'd been abandoned by her mother.
When it made a little noise, it sounded like it was laughing.
In the barn at the Society of St. Francis on the Kenosha-Illinois border when a swarm of squad cars arrived, bearing a search warrant.
Raising questions about the use of government resources, and the state policy then meant a death sentence for the farm.
And all of this is due to Christ Psychotic infected imbecile. They don't use reason. They have no idea. They're stupid people. Look at this grandmother chart, because she's brought up in a Christian home. The Bible is important. And then even in Muslims, look at what the Muslim psychotics did. He didn't learn the Quran, so he killed the kid. So these are psychotic people. Look at this guy, believes it's Jesus Christ. And they don't put him in mental institution at all. They think they are sane. Look at this. And it becomes obvious. People of spirituality are people of psychosis. A spirit means air, and these imbeciles don't understand it. A woman killed this decapitated baby. Probably thought it was infected, it was demonic, and it had bad spirits, just like Andrea Yates drowned her 5 children. And everything is like that. Even this moron imbecile. And look at Zimmerman. You know, God told him, just like Christ Psychotic President Bush, that Jesus appointed him to be president of the country. What an imbecile. These people belong in mental institutions, in asylums, not in government. And this is what nobody seems to see it, including the atheist scientists that don't complain at all the churches that molest the brain of children.
An Oxford University researcher named Kathleen Taylor says that one day religious fundamentalism may be considered and treated as a curable mental illness. Religious beliefs and schizophrenic or otherwise disturbed mental illness type beliefs is a pretty blurry line.
Yes, religious beliefs and schizophrenia beliefs are one and the same. It's the same disorder. The acceptance of bizarre mythological beliefs as if they were true. This is, a brain operation will prove it. Take one of these pills and you will be able to see God. This is the problem today. The brain creates belief. Look at this. The Bible is a compendium of mythologies, just like the Quran and like any other sacred text. And this guy is here with Christ Psychosis trying to convert lions to Christianity. Nobody mentions Christianity when these people are crazy. No one does. And Christianity, religious beliefs are brain damage, are exactly like a schizophrenia beliefs. Even we have them in the government. Look at this imbecile here. They are stupid people, and they are infected with this Christ Psychosis, with the schizophrenia type belief. Look at this. This is like the Anunnaki, the Scientologists, all these people in this belief that the center of the earth has a civilization in it.
Really do that? Make you change the name of your baby. It's coming up.
Christ Psychosis infected judge.
Tennessee decided to name him Messiah. And a massive decision that most parents really stress about for months, especially when you tell your mother-in-law. In fact, the judge said you got to change that to Martin. Here is what the judge said. Messiah is a title, and it's a title that has only been earned by one person, and that person is Jesus Christ.
Bingo! A moment of lucidity of this Christ Psychosis infected judge. These people are so ignorant and stupid. There are 8,000 languages spoken in the planet. English was not spoken 2,000 years ago. Jesus Christ is a title. Moses is a title. Barabbas is a title. Bar Kokhba is a title. This is what happens. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christus, over 2,000 years ago, it was a title that means Archiereos Megistus in Greek, which means that was the title of Julius Caesar. There was the son of Venus, the God, the living God, the turned the other cheek. He was a tremendous. He was considered a god in the whole Roman, was not an empire, the Republic, but he was a tremendous man. And, well, you have to watch my Deception, Build Lies in 325 CE. Watch my video. Deception and Lies Build Christianity in 325 CE. Christianity means the adoration, worship of the following of the Christus. And Christus is a title. It's like POTUS, President of the United States. There are many of them. So Jesus Christ, the same thing. The first one was Julius Caesar the Christus, Archelaus Megistus. He mutated into Jesus Christus, Jesus Christ, Pontifex Maximus, and all that. It means anointed Savior, head priest, head honcho, anointed divine Son of God, one with Jupiter and the whole works with the many names. It's like the Virgin, which is Isis, the planet Isis, the vagina in the sky. It's Venus, it's Aphrodite, it's, I mean, name it. Many names, the same person, the same idea, but many persons. And this is what these imbeciles, Christ psychotic, infected morons don't understand it. An atheist intellectual doesn't know either. So they have to study history and neurology. So can get a clue. Dawkins had to go and get a clue. But anyway, this is what happens. So it's a title of Archelaus Megistus. And it evolved. It mutated. So Augustus was the son of God Julius Caesar, the divine entity, the Jesus Christus. Then came, and then started building temples to all of them. You can see them all over the Roman Empire. Temples everywhere. You know, under Jerusalem, the temple of Socolo Solomon, which didn't exist, is a temple of Jupiter, Optimus Maximus, equated with Julius Caesar, Mars and Venus and all that stuff. They're right there, all over the place, in Spain, everywhere. Under every church, there is a Roman ruins, or even the Kaaba. In Mecca, there is a Roman temple to Jupiter. Imbeciles, they're all right there. Just dig and see it. So see how moronic they are. So actually, when they say it's a title, yes, it's a title. Moses is from Ramoses, means son of the sun god Ra. It's not a person. There were many Moses. Moses is like Ramses the first, Ramses the second, Ramses the third. There were many Jesus Christ, like Julius Caesar Jesus Christ, Augustus Jesus Christ, and Tiberius Jesus Christ. I mean, Trajan, Jesus Christ, Trajan. It's a title. The same thing with Barabbas. And God is equal to Father. What you call the Pope, Holy Father. Pope means Father. Comes from the Roman Empire, those titles. Same thing. So when you say Holy Father, means Holy God, which is in heaven. So Barabbas means son of the Father. Bar-Abbas. Bar-Abbas means son of the Father. A title, which is equivalent to son of God. See that? Moses, everything. Bar Kokhba, the rebellion of Bar Kokhba, the leader of Bar Kokhba, is the son of the star. Because Julius Caesar, during his funeral, I mean, Augustus giving the funeral games to his father in heaven, Julius Caesar had resurrected and all that during his funeral games in July, the year 44 BCE, and it's written in history, a comet appeared next to Venus. This is historical fact. It lasted for 10 days, and Augustus said, oh, this is proof that my father, Julius Caesar, is in heaven with Venus, the mother, and which is Virgin Mary, and all that, and to protect all of us. So he started building temples, and the coins and everything else. That's where Jesus Christ come from, you imbeciles. That's where this comet of the Star of Bethlehem, and the Star of David, and the Islamic star, all the Cetus Julium with the cross and all that shit come from. All that from there. And see, they don't study history. They're believing in crap. They're stuck in a box believing all this shit. Because they're psychotic, they're stupid, they're readers of only one book. Get educated and close all the churches. The people are stagnating intellect, make everybody stupid and ignorant, dumb, demonic, and intolerant, stupid, and, you know, close-minded, racist, pedophiles, stuck in the Middle Ages. That's what happened with churches. It should be all closed down. Anyway, these are the facts. Back to the own.